Creating and configuring Azure storage account. Let's see how to create a storage account in Azure portal and discuss some of the important settings associated with the storage account. Step 1. Log in to your Azure portal home screen and click on Create a Resource. Then type in Storage Account in the search box and then click on Storage Account. Step 2. Click on Create. You will be redirected to create a storage account window. Step 3. First, you need to select the subscription whenever you are creating any resource in Azure, and secondly, you need to choose a resource group. In our case, the subscription is Free Trial. Use your existing resource group or create a new one. Here we are going to create a new resource group. Step 4. Then, fill the storage account name, and it should be all lowercase and should be unique across all over Azure. Then select your location, performance tier, account kind, replication strategy, access tier, and then click on Next. Step 5. You are now on the networking window. Here, you need to select the connectivity method, then click Next. Step 6. You are now on the advanced window where you need to enable or disable security, Azure Files, data protection, data lake storage, and then click Next. Step 7. Now, you are redirected to the tags window, where you can provide tags to classify your resources into specific buckets. Put the name and value of the tag and click Next. Step 8. This is the final step where the validation has been passed, and you can review all the elements that you have provided. Click on Create finally. Now our storage account has been successfully created, and a window will appear with the message Your deployment is complete. Click on Go to Resource, then the following window will appear. You can see all the values that you have selected for different configuration setting when creating the storage account. Let's see some key configuration settings and key functionality of the storage account. Activity log. We can view an activity log for every resource in Azure. It provides the record of activities that have been carried out on that particular resource. It is common for all the resources in Azure. Access control. Here, we can delegate access for the storage account to different users. Tags. We can assign new tags or modify the existing tags here. We can also diagnose and solve the problems in case if we have any problems. Events. We can subscribe to some of the events that are happening within this storage account. It can be either logic app or function. For example, a blob is created in a storage account. That event will trigger a logic app with some metadata of that blob. Storage Explorer. This is where you can explore the data that is residing in your storage account in terms of blobs, files, queues, and tables. Again, there is a desktop version of this Storage Explorer which you can download and connect also, but this is more of a web version of it. Access keys. We can use it to develop applications that will access the data within the storage account. However, we might not want to give access to this access key directly. We may wish to create SAS keys. Here, we can generate specific SAS keys for a limited period with limited access. Then provide that SAS signature to our developers. Another way is the access keys. Access key gives blanket access. So we recommend not to give access of the access keys to anyone other than the one who created that storage account. Course, cross-origin resource sharing. Here, we can mention the domain name and what operations are allowed. Configuration. If we want to change any configuration values, Then there are certain things that we can't change once the storage account is created, for example, performance type. But we can change the access tier and secure transport required or not, the replication strategy, etc. Encryption. Here, we can specify our own key if we want to encrypt the data within the storage account. We need to click on the checkbox, and we can select a key vault URI where the key is located. SAS, Shared Access Signature. Here, we can generate the SAS keys with the limited access and for the limited period, and provide that information to developers who are developing applications using the storage account. SAS is used to access data that is stored in the storage account. Firewalls and virtual network. Here, we can configure the network in such a way that the connections from certain virtual networks or certain IP address ranges are allowed to connect to this storage account. And we can configure advanced threat protection and can make the storage account compatible to host a static website. Properties. Here we can see the properties related to the storage account. Locks. Here, we can apply locks on the services. So these are the different settings we can configure, and the rest of the settings are related to different services within the storage account, for example, blob, file, table, queue.